the meeting to order. Will is rise and say the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Y'all join me in prayer, please. Gracious Father, we thank you again for the beautiful weather and the beautiful day that you've given us, dear Lord. We ask your blessings upon us. Please give us the understanding and discernment to do your will and all the actions of this county. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. First item is approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to be approved as written?
I make a motion that it's approved as written.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion is approved. Council received a copy of the minutes of March 25th, 2026. Is there a motion that be approved as written?
I make a motion.
We have a motion to be approved as written. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor? Minutes are approved. We have some black presentations. I'm going to rearrange our agenda just a little bit to keep the same agenda just out of order a little bit. First, I'd like to recognize our 8911 Supervisor of the Year. You got black over there?
We got him.
Thanks. Yeah.
Huh? What's Steve?
Recognize Ms. State. Come on. All right. Gives me a great deal of pride and pleasure to present this plaque to the Supervisor of the Year, presenting Miss Amanda Bailey in recognition of outstanding service and dedication. And you said it was on it. This is what I've got. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So much for a job well done. We appreciate all you do. And our next one, Ms. Hamilton. I want to present this plaque to our Dispatcher of the Year. It's presented to Ms. Tracy Hamilton in recognition of outstanding service and dedication for the year 2026. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He had all that He's territory.
Thank y'all, ladies.
Item number 7, ordinance number 2602, second reading. An ordinance authorizing the execution and delivery of a fee in lieu of ad valorem tax and special source revenue credit agreement by and between Dillon County, South Carolina, and a company or companies known to the county at this time as Project Judy, with respect to certain economic development property in the county, whereby such property will be subject to certain payments in lieu of taxes, including the provision of certain special source revenue credits and other matters related thereto. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
Got a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Got a motion, a second, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, say aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Next item is proclamation of April as, coat, say it again? Sarcoidosis Awareness Month in Dillon, South Carolina. And I looked up the phonetic spelling and pronunciation before I came in. I looked up both. But I got the fine proclamation. You have that, Ms. Smith? Get in the agenda, and get back. What, keep up. Yeah. resolution by Dillon County Council proclaiming April as Sarcoidosis Awareness Month in Dillon, South Carolina, whereas sarcoidosis is a serious inflammatory disease that can affect multiple organs, including the lungs, heart, eyes, and skin, and whereas sarcoidosis is often misdiagnosed and is more common and severe in African Americans, especially African American women. And whereas raising awareness can lead to earlier diagnosis, better treatment, and increased support for those living with this disease. Now therefore let it be it resolved that Dillon, South Carolina hereby proclaims the month of April as Sarcoidosis Awareness Month. Be it further resolved that the citizens of Dillon are encouraged to wear purple and support efforts to educate the community and promote continued research adopted this 22nd day of April 2026. Is there a motion that we accept this proclamation?
I make the motion that we accept this.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor, so signify. All opposed? Motion is carried. You have the next one, Glenn? Thank you. Our next item of proclamation of National County Government Month for April 2026. It's a proclamation for National County Government Month, April 2026, whereas the nation's 3,069 counties serving more than 330 million Americans provide essential services to create healthy, safe, and vibrant communities. And whereas counties fulfill a vast range of responsibilities and deliver services that touch nearly every aspect of our residents' lives. And whereas counties as intergovernmental partners enact local, state, and federal programs to address the needs of all residents. And whereas Dillon County and all counties take pride in our responsibility to protect and enhance the health, well-being, and safety of our residents in efficient and cost-effective ways. And whereas the nation is celebrating 250 years of independence this year, and counties have a long and rich history of serving residents. And whereas each year since 1991, the National Association of Counties has encouraged counties across the country to elevate awareness of county responsibilities, programs, and services. And whereas Dillon County was formed in 1910 and carved out of the upper portion of Marion County in 15 years of political maneuvering in 5 separate elections. Known as the Golden Land due to its rich agricultural output, the county was named after James W. Dillon, a prominent local businessman and Irish immigrant who was instrumental in bringing the railroad to the region. And whereas we recognize the tireless dedication of county employees, educators, volunteers who work daily to support our families. Now therefore be it resolved that the Dillon County Council do hereby proclaim April 2026 as National County Government Month and encourage all county officials, employees, schools, and residents to participate in county government celebration activities. And heard the reading of the proclamation. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? The motion is carried. It's now the National Dillon County Government Month. And I recognize all the dedication of the county employees, educators, and volunteers who work daily in council, men and women, to support our families. We work daily too. Our next item is item number 10, council recreation request. Ms. Ruth.
First, we have the Omar Indy Racers whole sponsorship, and the sponsorship amount is $100.
I'll do it.
Put me down $100 person.
Did you donate $50 on the person fund?
Yeah. Yeah, you got it down here.
Next, we have Hanika B. Manning annual scholarship fund musical, which is gonna be May 2nd, 2026. And they're asking for donations.
Donate 50, Jordan.
If you have 50 person.
50%, that's correct. Under 50.
Next, we have Love Everlasting Outreach, which is a nonprofit organization whose purpose is to assist communities with basic needs such as food and clothing, provide educational assistance that improves economic status of the community, and sponsor activities that bring communities together to enhance communal fellowship. Love Everlasting Fellowship serves community by handing out food to the communities in Dillon County and helping families in need during crisis and assisting students transitioning to college with a scholarship assistance.
I did 50 with you. Isn't that your church?
That's the church in Allentown.
It is an organization.
Put me down for 200 person.
No, Jordan. Put it out for 50.
100 person.
Under 50. Set that.
Drew, before you go in, I only get $300 pregnancy center on my county account. Yeah.
That's it.
Any more, Mr.
That's all.
We've heard the council recreation request, the council's answers, is there a motion to be approved as read, or said?
I make a motion that's approved as read, as said.
Is there a second?
Second.
We got a motion, second, any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Next item, Mr. Don Strickland, PDRTA.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Council, staff, citizens, appreciate the opportunity to be able to come and present. I do have some updates. We just finished up our transit study at PDRTA, which was covered by Florence County and Flats, but it actually bled into our rural community, so we were able to use that for Dillon County as well. And just want to run through some things. Got a lot of slides here, but I know I only have 35 minutes, based on what Tim said earlier. 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm going to run through these so we can get them up. But things are going well when it comes to Dillon County services, and in fact, we continue to see growth, much growth, and this will give you a little insight on kind of what that looks like over this past year, kind of where we're going to land. I think it's the down arrow. If you hit that X up in the top left, you can make it a little bit bigger on that left side. We'll start right there, that'd be good. So I think you all know, we cover a massive territory, third largest in the country, 3,600 square miles, right now 28 fixed routes, and this is actually, we're running more than 10 demand response services now across those counties. But this year, over 1.4 million miles, over 525,000 trips annually. Last year, whenever I reported, that number was around 400,000 trips. So that's just, when I talk about growth, that's really what we've seen in 1 year. 125,000 additional trips. Won't dive a whole lot in this, but we run a lot of different services. The fixed route bus, like the Dillon Express. We have demand response services in Dillon. We're not running, the one thing we've learned through our study is that we're not reaching the people of Dillon County like we need to reach them. We're running fixed route services But the demand response services might be a senior that lives a mile or two off of that fixed route. They have no way to get there many times. Some of this is dirt roads that with no access. Part of our proposal, the request this year is to be able to put more of those type vehicles in service so we can do more of what we know is needed. Obviously, the workforce transportation is doing really well. The fixed routes are doing well, but there's a great need for us to be able to expand to cover more of Dillon County. Okay, Mr. I won't go through this. This is just a list of our fixed routes throughout our 6 counties. Next slide, please. Won't run into all this, but this is a study done by APTA that kind of shows what the economic return. For every dollar that's put into transit, there's a $4 return into the local economy, and that's across the nation. And then we'll keep on rolling. This is what I'm talking about. This is just Dillon County itself. So if you go back to where we were just a few years ago, we started a lot of these services in Dillon County in the middle of the pandemic. And so this is kind of, this is the growth. This is ridership per year. So start out at 15,000, and you can now do more than 3 times that. This year we're going to do right at 50,000 trips. This is through June of 26. I've basically taken 9 months worth of data, and I basically put that over the 12 months. But because of what we've seen in the past couple of months, this is actually a conservative number. We're most likely going to exceed 50,000 trips this fiscal year. Okay. Some of our educational partners, you can see the logos. I won't dive into those, but we're doing a lot of those type of trips as well for education purposes. This is just some of, I'll speak this again, but right now it's roughly 59% of everybody that steps on our bus is either going to work or coming home from work in Dillon County. Next slide. Some more of our business partners. Obviously, I think you all know Harbor Freight's a big partner with PDRTA. We're looking to do some additional expansion. I won't dive into that, but potentially we're running all over Dillon County now, picking up a lot of clients. We have about 135 associates on our manifest. On the average day right now, it's about 60 associates going to and from work across all of Dillon County, but over roughly 130, on our list. Some of them only ride 1 or 2 days a week, because that's the day where somebody else has to have a car to go to Florence or go somewhere else, so then they use our services. Okay. This is a video I want to share with council that I haven't had a chance to yet, but I'll talk to Mr. Tim and see what we might be able to. I would love for y'all to see the video, but it takes 3 minutes by itself. This is a lot of our healthcare partners. Obviously, great relationships with McLeod, Care South Carolina. Running a ton of trips. I'll dive into that, but providing a lot of trips for medical purposes, a lot of dialysis clients. Every day we're taking folks to McLeod Cancer Center from Dillon County. They're going over there, getting treatment, and a lot of that's from home to the appointment and back. Every day throughout the week we're taking folks for that purpose. A lot of dialysis clients here in Dillon County going to dialysis 3 times a week. A Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule, or a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday schedule. And that's things that we're doing. Okay. The next day demand response is unlike the Medicaid program. If you were to call and schedule a ride tomorrow, you will get that ride to your appointment. If you're part of Medicaid, you're not feeling well today, and you try to schedule through that program, it takes 72 hours for you to get a ride. So if you schedule today, you really couldn't go until Monday to go see the doctor. So being able to do more of this service where individuals can get to their appointments tomorrow if they're not feeling well today, instead of maybe going to the ER, they could go to their primary doctor tomorrow because they can squeeze them in. Those are things that we're doing every day now. Okay. This is an app. It's a live feed. If you download this app and you look at it, you'll see every bus in Dillon County running around the county throughout the day. On a given day right now, we've got about 7 buses operating throughout Dillon County. Okay. This is a part of our transit study that Kimberly Horn, as a consultant, did. PDRTA operates a lot different than most RTAs. We got to change this a little bit, but basically 11% of our total budget is local government municipality. If you compare that to pretty much all other RTAs, their local government commitment's about 50%. I'm not asking for 50%, but we have to continue moving that needle away from the 11% because right now federal and state funds is going to other places to be spent that could be spent right here in Dillon County. This is the one I want to spend just a couple of seconds on, but so this is system-wide. I think I said earlier 59% Dillon County. It's a little higher here because of Harbor Freight and the amount of trips we're doing, but as a company it's 54% for workforce. 25%, so 1/4 of everybody that steps on our bus is actually going to healthcare appointments. 16% essential, and 5% education. This is our makeup. This is everybody that's using our bus. On the bottom right, we'll give you the Dillon County breakdown. So for workforce this year, 26,055 trips to and from work. Healthcare appointments, that's 12,063 healthcare appointments. That's among all the different partners I told you about earlier. That's a ton of people going to and from. If you were to pull, EMS trips for this area for a year, it's not going to look like this, which is a good thing because those are more critical. We want to help people get treated before they have to call an ambulance. That's why we're here. And then essential services, the 7,700 that was on that last slide, that is grocery store visits. That's to the food bank. That's to pharmacies. That's basically going to spend money. So that, like I've said many times, they're either going to earn or going to spend money. Between the healthcare and the workforce, you see what percentage that makes up. So just a massive number. And then almost 2,500 for students going to and from school every day. So that's really our breakdown. These numbers are continuing to increase. Those percentages stay about the same. They don't change a whole lot, maybe a couple basis points, but not a lot from year to year. If you go back from 21 when we only had 12,000 trips to where we are today. Okay. This is our 6 counties, and this is kind of a breakdown to show you where we're at. So if you just look down to Dillon County to start with, our annual budget this year for Dillon County, the PDRTA budget of Dillon County is $1.2 million for this upcoming year. I told you earlier that we're getting about 11% in local government municipality funding. So basically our budget request this year is just that, what you see in yellow there. Obviously, that's not what we're doing today. And if you look at a $1.2 million budget, if you compare this to many other RTAs, those RTAs would be getting roughly half of that number from municipal funding. But we're different because we're able to leverage a lot of partnerships. So it is the Harbor Freight, it is the McLeod, it is the Care South, it's the Care First Foundation. It's just a lot of partners that we have to be able to kind of leverage. But we still have to grow this number so that we can make sure the federal and state funds aren't being used somewhere else. And then, so if you can see the federal and state itself is $720,000 of our request, our budget, and then other local is $330,000. But we are looking just over $10 million for our budget this year across 6 counties. And we'll dive just a little bit further. Next slide, please. You've heard me say this a lot, but there's basically, we are the oldest RTA in the state, and under South Carolina Code of Law, Chapter 25, Section 58, 2510, there's basically 2 methodology. We're not supposed to be getting local funding, local government municipalities through the general fund. It was never intended to be that way. There basically was 2 sources of funding. One was part of a penny sales tax, and the other one was it was road use fees. That's how the law was written, 50 years ago. We're 53 years old now. And we haven't done that in all 6 counties. But this is, for us to be able to make sure we can leverage the federal and state, grow those services to reach the people throughout Dillon County that truly need it, whether it's medical appointments, whatever the need is, workforce, everything we're talking about, we will have to look toward this solution. We're not looking at Horry County, for example, passed a transportation tax last year, the 25-year tax. Coast RTA, Waccamaw Regional Transit, was one of 25 projects on it. There's a lot of roads and bridges and different projects. But when they polled throughout the year, mass transit was the highest thing that polled on all those projects. At the end of the day, they felt like the mass transit piece was the reason that penny sales tax passed, the ride for in Horry County. And they'll be getting a ton of money for the next 25 years. But we would love to be a part of that conversation. It could be a combination of many different things. Could be education, could be a number of different areas, but we would love to be a part of that conversation so it's not having to come from the general fund. And you'll see a lot more service, a lot more of what we're talking about with workforce. Right now there's a need to connect Marion County to Dillon County for workforce. That's something that's being pushed really hard. That's something that's going to be in place probably within the next 4 or 5 months from other entities that's at play. This is just we talked about the registration fees. I know Dillon County is roughly 28,000 vehicles within the county. This is just an option, for what that could look like. Even at the $5, that would be more than the request that we're requesting this year to be able to fund what we're doing. Many counties, this is going to like a dirt road. So a dirt road that 3 people live on, it gets done, once every now and then, but that don't impact the entire county. We're providing a service that impacts county-wide, so not just an individual small project, it actually has an impact across the board, so, next slide, please. And that's it. Happy to answer any questions. I'll rush through about an hour.
Mr. Chairman. If y'all don't mind, I'd like to let him go back and listen to the video from Harbor Freight, if y'all don't mind.
I got one question.
Yes, sir.
You got 6 counties, I seen on the first slide, you said, but y'all operate some in 7? Who's the other county?
Myrtle Beach, we take employees to work every day along the Grand Strand. So, and there's a lot of folks in North Carolina trying to get to Dillon County right now. I know y'all know that, and there's actually a fight to have that connectivity. There's potential that we'll have 5.
Horry County don't put y'all any money?
So Horry County is mostly workforce. They're not, because of their population base. They feel like if the reason they're bringing folks from our area is because they're hiring folks cheaper than what they can hire in Horry County.
But they do, Horry County has their own transit.
They do, and they're giving them $12.9 million a year. You're gonna have to open up the PowerPoint probably to show that video. You go to your documents. This is. Thank you, sir, for allowing me to show that video.
Hi, my name is Terrence Anderson. I'm the District Vice President in the Dillon EC on Harbor Freight. I've been working with Harbor Freight for about 6 years. We've been working with PDRTA for almost 8 or 9 years now. As we were considering the partnership with PDRTA and expanding it, one of the key factors in driving it was listening to our team. We're talking about the challenges of getting to and from work and being able to find reliable transportation. The cost of living is becoming higher and higher. And being able to provide great job with great pay and be able to decrease some of those costs that our associates see outside of work helps them provide for their families. PRTA has been a great partner with adapting to our needs. As we came about different challenges, they were able to pivot and move just as fast as we were to be able to meet the needs of the team and drive a strong partnership that was able to provide high quality service. So as we've been able to leverage the PRTA system, we've started to see our retention rates have been able to increase. But one of the key factors that we noticed was that the ridership wasn't just happening sporadically. At first we thought that it would be riding the bus just in case as an emergency. And now we're starting to see more continued and consistent ridership day over day. And just providing that opportunity has created a opportunity for some of our associates. Not only are we having an impact for our team here in Harbor Freight, but we're also having a strong impact on the community, because that's what's really important.
My name is Matt Patterson. I've been at Harbor Freight for 18 years, and I drive equipment and unload trucks, load trucks. The challenges I faced was walk to work, ride a bicycle to work, go on a ride, miss work. It helped my work life performance tremendously, but I was almost to the point of terminating just because I didn't have a reliable ride. This helped my work day go a little bit smoother, just to know that I have a reliable ride. As an employer, I would recommend PDRTA to other people for reliable transportation.
My name is Darlene Murphy. I've been employed with PDRTA for 13 years. My work day begins at 2:45 a.m. I'm at Harbor Freight by 3:30. Our area is so widespread that it's impossible to walk to it. So it's very, very important for these people to have this transportation. And I feel as if they do appreciate it. A typical day on the Harbor Freight route with PDRTA is conversating with my passengers and them talking to me about their walks in life and different day-to-day intervals they face. My passengers feel rewarded about knowing that they're going to get there on time and knowing that they have a reliable source of transportation. Driving the Harbor Freight route is special to me. My people are my favorite part of my day.
Thanks. I know we're short on time, happy to answer any questions y'all might have.
Appreciate your presentation, Mr. Cooper. Thank you.
Thank y'all, I appreciate it.
All right, next item is Mr. Earl Bullard.
First of all, I'd like to thank you all not for allowing me to be here, but allowing you to serve the constituents of this county. Thank you for that, and I know it means a lot, and I know how thankless that position can be. I'm absolutely certain of it. Now, I put a sheet in front of you, and I'd like to read it to you. How many of your constituents in your district have internet access along with a computer and log on to the website you presently use to sell no longer needed equipment? Would you say there's 100% that can do that? 80%? Maybe 60%? I think you get my point. How many actually know what website you use to dispose of equipment no longer needed? Wouldn't it be great if all of those that paid for that equipment, bought that equipment, were able to buy it back for their own use? Isn't that a way to get back to the taxpayers? And just as a side note, I am one. We propose that exact scenario. A live auction conducted right here. We're also offering an internet buying platform as well. We advertise on 3 different websites, and these are worldwide websites. We advertise at least 30 days in advance. We take pictures, numerous pictures of everything that we offer for sale. All items are labeled with an item number and tagged accordingly. A control tag is given to the county for each item sold, listing not only the item number, but a description to include the last 5 digits of the VIN number, if there is a VIN number on it. Along with the buyer's number and the amount of the sales price. And you'll find a sample on the last page there. We provide all labor to conduct the sale from setup to completion. If equipment can be started, we start it. We bring jump boxes with us, and we start it. We don't let anybody get into that vehicle, because I've seen people go to auction and crank a car up and sit right there and put the metal to the floor and blow it up sitting there. We don't do that. We crank them ourselves. The only thing we ask of the county, move items to the sale area if possible. Now, we have sold items that were not on site. We go out and we take pictures of them, we bring them up, we put them on a board, and we sell them from that point. And we have had to move to different locations. We sold a lot of stuff out at the landfill one year, and we went out there and actually started there and then moved down to the impound lot and sold there. We asked the county to provide titles for any items with titles. We provide the name, address, and the buyers along with what they bought. One of the last sales we did here, the county netted over $50,000. The biggest one I can recall, and it's kind of funny really, Claude Graham was the administrator at that point in time. And Claude thought that we might net $30,000. But when I walked in his office and handed him $83,000, he was a little bit surprised. And of course, we pay the county the day of the sale. There's no waiting. All checks are made out to the county. We provide all of the help we need, and I appreciate the opportunity of allowing me to be here. If you got any questions, I'll be glad to answer any at all.
Appreciate it. Well, thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir. Oh, and it's no cost to the county, not a penny. It's free on our part.
Kind of changed the agenda around a little bit at the beginning. We have a plaque presentation. I'd like to present this plaque to the Turner family.
I'd like to present to the family of Lonnie Turner in recognition of your outstanding achievements and dedication to youth, sports, public service, and faith. The heartbeat of Dillon Kiwanis baseball and known as the voice of the mighty Wildcats and Stats. Among many honors, Dillon County Citizen of the Year, Palmetto Patriot Award, Kiwanian of the Year, and being presented as key to the city of Dillon. Your unwavering commitment to the youth and Dillon County has left a huge impact on all. Your legacy will live on in every child that steps into a Dillon ball field. It's presented by the Dillon County Council members, our county administrator, Mr. Priscilla Baker, our clerk to council, on April 22nd, 2026. And I'm sure I'm just like everybody else up here, I knew Mr. Lonnie well. Announced many a game for Dillon. At one time I was announcing for Layton, so we shared a lot of time in the booth together. I told you, I think my father-in-law worked with him for years too. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just thank you.
Kind of hard to
Thank
talk.
you. I can't talk.
Thank y'all for working on
Thank
me.
y'all.
Sorry.
Thank you, ma'am, appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Our next item is from the Assistant Director of Mental Health Division at Tranquil Innovations, Ms. Alina. Would you like- I'm not gonna try your last name.
Actually, my name is Janelle Watt Scott. I'm the owner and founder of Tranquil Innovations.
I would say I really embarrassed myself.
Her name is Helena Okayer. She is a citizen of Ghana. My name is Janelle Watt Scott, and I am here as the founder and CEO of Tranquil Innovations, LLC. Good evening, and thank you for having us. We are a South Carolina-based organization with an office in Florence. We've been there for over a year. And we currently have 2 Sprinter vans that we have in operation for non-emergency support. We call it our mobile mental health. We pull up. We're boots on the ground. We understand that not everybody wants to be seen in an office. They're not comfortable with that. We also understand that people don't want them in their homes. And so we pull up at the front door with our Sprint van, and our therapist is inside. They're doing their treatment, and we also have our non-clinical support. So even though they may be having some crisis mental health-wise, as you all know, we are peaks and falls. Our heartbeats are peaks and falls. And at Tranquil Innovations, we put social work and mental health under one roof. We don't bill for our non-clinical services, but we do them. Because I can't, as an owner, as a human, fathom being in the middle of a hurricane with 5 children and my lights are off. We all know that social services and we don't be able to do that. At Tranquil Innovations, we work with people so we can stabilize them during that hurricane so that they're not ending up in the ER. We try our best to give the best care wherever you are. We do the homeless, we do veterans, we do most underserved rural areas. My main office is in Marion. When the state did their grant funding, as you all know, we're just asking for support because we want to bring our services into Dillon County, help you all with some of those services that is non-emergent. We see them from crisis to stability, and if they go back into crisis, we're still there. We are that wraparound service that the government doesn't pay for. Most mental health agencies don't even attempt the non-clinical part. They stay strictly clinical. But for us, non-clinical is what keeps you stable. We help you find housing. We help you find a job. We train you. We do case management. We do progress reports. We do mental health. We do non-mental health. We do job coaching. We do business development. And so for us to truly make a difference in the communities that we serve, because we are here, we're just asking for some support, that you all give us the blessing to say, we want you to continue to be here and help serve us as best we can. We're here to give to the community, not take away from it, because we see it every day. That's all. Do you have any questions?
So you're asking for a letter of support,
Yes,
and you're already working in Dillon?
yes, sir.
You need this letter of support by a certain time.
Yes, sir. They're asking for us to have our letters of support in by June 1st. And so we're getting started early so that we can at least solidify our presence in the counties that we already serve. Yes.
Speaking personally, I didn't know anything about your involvement already in the county, and I'd like for us to have a chance to consider that as where we stand right now before nothing against any other member of the council. Give us a chance before we offer a letter. Give us a chance to consider that. We have our meeting in May, right? And before June 1st should give us time to consider it by then and connect at that time. That's what I'd like.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I think that. Does anybody else have any questions or anything else?
And even if we don't get your letter of support, we're still here. So I left
I'm
some.
not saying we
Well,
deny.
I left some, because nobody knew we were here. So there's that disconnect. Because we do virtual, non-virtual, telehealth, and now we got 2 Sprinter vans that we're doing mobile health. So even with that, that's why we are so grounded in the rural communities, because you can't get, I have a cousin who lives in Marion, she still travels all the way to Columbia to do her mental health. And so you shouldn't have to do that when you have someone here. And so if we're not present, or you think we're not present, we're actually here. And we're gonna be here for the long haul, because this is what that's what Tranquil Innovations is. We take all insurances, we don't judge, you come as you are, we are a safe space for everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate your presentation.
Thank you.
Our next agenda item, we got a stranger one discussing on the capital sales tax. Mayor McCall.
35 seconds. Thank y'all. Good afternoon, Chairman, Councilman, Councilwoman, administrators, citizens. I appreciate y'all letting me speak tonight. Tonight, I come before the Dillon County Council to request that the Dillon County Council consider placing a 1-cent sales tax referendum on the November ballot. This proposal isn't just about raising funds, it's about investing in the long-term growth, safety, and prosperity of our county. Over the past several years, because of this council's efforts, we've made great strides in our community in attracting new businesses, improving infrastructure, and also enhancing the quality of life for all residents. However, we continue to face challenges that require long-term sustainable funding within our 3 municipalities and around our entire county. We face challenges funding needs that we have, like water, wastewater. We continue to need improvements to our roads. We need new frontage roads to attract tourism, new retail development. We need emergency services. We need emergency equipment and various other community projects that can only be funded that cannot be funded in our current budgets, but can only be funded in a penny sales tax, which we are requesting you put on the ballot this coming November. A 1-cent sales tax would provide a fair and effective way to address these needs for the citizens and visitors alike. The beauty of a tax like this is it takes the burden off of your property owners, and it lets everyone that participates in our economy, visitors, citizens, and non-citizens alike, it spreads that across them. So if you participate in our economy, then you're paying that tax. Over the next 6 to 7 years, this penny sales tax could raise upwards of $25 to $35 million. Of that money, now this is very important, of that money, 40 to 45% of that money would be paid for people not citizens of Dillon County. It'd be paid for by non-citizens. So we're going to receive something that other people are going to pay for when they come and participate in our economy. Now also, we are one of the very few counties in South Carolina that have not initiated a penny sales tax. Most importantly, placing this on the November ballot gives our citizens the opportunity to have their voices heard. This is about transparency, accountability, and community choice. The citizens of Dillon deserve the chance to decide if they agree with this path forward. This will be the only way we can fund these extremely important and costly needs for our county and ensure our county continues to grow and maintain our rural character. I urge you to seriously consider placing this on the ballot in November. And also, while I'm up here, don't think that we just talked last week and we decided that this might be a good idea. Ever since last November's election, we've been talking about this for 2 years. And a lot of people have a misconception about a penny sales tax, and they say, oh, you're just putting another penny on the citizens. If this is done correctly, and the items that we put on to purchase, they're all items that we're going to have to pay for eventually over the next 5 to 10 years. So we're going to have to buy these items. We're just taking the opportunity to get someone else to pay for 40 to 45% of those items. Is that correct? With that, I'm done.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
35 seconds.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
We appreciate y'all.
Thank you, thank you.
Next item is number 15, PD Workforce Board reappointment, Mr. James Roberts.
Reappoint Mr. James Roberts.
Have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor, signify. All opposed? Motion carries. Next item is a foster care review board reappointment, Mr. Stephen Laird. Is there a motion that he be reappointed?
I'd like to make that motion, reappoint Mr. Stephen Laird.
We have a motion, is there a second? We got a motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor? All opposed?
Mr. Chair, I also think we have another vacancy on that board that y'all want to consider at our next meeting. Is that correct, Drew?
We can consider it this meeting.
If you got somebody to point, or we can wait till the next meeting.
I had committee appointments coming up, and I have somebody I've talked to. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Miss Jelena Borders from Lakeview. This is for the Foster Care Review Board. She's had 11 foster children in her life. She's adopted 3 of those foster children. She's had a good deal of experience with this, and I would like to appoint her to the Foster Care Review Board.
Second that motion.
Got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carried. Are there any other committee appointments?
I have one. I wanna, it was the Public Economic Board. Timmy Faulkner is currently serving. He's deceased now. I wanna appoint Brandy Faulkner.
Consider all of them at one time. Any other appointments?
I think you got some separately.
You gotta do them all separately?
I think so.
Is that right?
You ready,
Okay.
Drew?
All right.
She made the motion, and second.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, Mr. Falk? Ms. Falk? All opposed? Motion carries.
District 4, I'd like to appoint Jameson Scott, planning and zoning.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
What was that name?
Jameson Scott.
Randy Fall and Tim Fall's place.
No discussion. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carried. Any other appointments?
There's two good appointments.
Next item is executive session. Is there a motion that we go into executive session?
I make the motion that we go into executive session.
Is there a second? Got a motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor? Executive session can be called at any time, will not take any action. We'll come back in after the executive session is over. Action may be taken at that time. Everybody that's not invited, please do.
I make the motion that we.
Second. Is there a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Thank you all for coming.